What's up everyone, I am Usman. Today I will try to do complete camera review of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 10. Why I said I will try? Because there are a lot of features available in the camera of the Redmi Note 10. So I don't want to make this video too much long. So I will try these one by one with their samples in this video. So let's see how many features I can cover by keeping this video short. So for that, let's begin the video. So first, let's put some numbers on the table. Redmi Note 10 has quad camera on the back with 48 megapixel main sensor, 8 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel macro and the 2 megapixel depth sensor with the flash on the right side of the camera assembly and 13 megapixel front camera. But please don't fall in the trap of the numbers game. In this video we will check the samples to judge its quality instead of relying on the numbers only. Now let's dive into the camera app. Redmi Note 10's camera app welcomes us by the photo mode. And in the photo mode we have the option of 0.6x zoom, which is working as ultra wide, then 1x normal mode and then 2x zoom mode. You can also jump to the 10x zoom by tapping the 2x again. And on the top of the photo mode we have the flash option available if you need it in night, but the night mode is also available on this phone, and then HDR option, and after that AI is available. I will not recommend to use AI every time because it oversaturates the image. Here you can see the difference. So if AI oversaturates the image, then turn it off to get the natural photo. After AI, beauty filters are available, in which we have the tons of filters available like vivid, lime, film, soda and more. And the beauty feature is also available to make your photo more smooth. Then after the beauty filters we have the Google Lens, if you want to search about something by using the image. And after the Google Lens we have the option of settings. And in the settings, frame ratio available, from which you can select according to your need. But the default and the photo standard is 3x4. And after that you have the timer, and below that more settings option available. Let's open it later after discussing the other options. After setting we have the option of movie frame if you want to add the frame in your photos, and the grid lines, simply turn it on to get the grid lines. And then the macro mode, instead of putting in the modes menu, it's separately hidden here. And after that tilt shift is available if you want to highly focus a specific point, and then time burst. And in overall camera settings we have option of watermark, live tips, smart suggestions and then option for correcting the distorted objects automatically in ultra wide. I will suggest you to turn it on. And then picture quality, set it to high, and below that other general options are available like buttons, location information and other. Now let's see some camera shots that I took with the photo mode. In the photo mode, Redmi Note 10 using 12 megapixel to take photos. Outside day quality is really impressive. Focus is good and colors are well captured. In some photos I saw a little bit oversaturation and that is due to the AI. But overall quality is good as you can observe from these photos. Here are few ultra wide shots. Honestly, ultra wide shots are not so good. Quality is average, not so impressive as wide mode. Details are lacking and colors are not so good. Here you can observe. Please let me know about its ultra wide in the comments below. And the macro quality is also better than the phones available in this budget. And now in the video mode we can record the videos in wide, ultra wide and with zoom. And in wide mode we can record in 720p at 30 fps, 1080p at 30 and 60 fps, which is pretty good, and then 4K at 30 fps, which is awesome in this budget. Here I recorded videos in 4K at 30 fps. You can check its quality and focus. Stabilization is not so good. Here it focused on the flower automatically, but while movement is losing focus. It's good in blurring the background in 4K. But when you tap screen for the focus, then in that video you will need to tap every time to focus object. Maybe this is due to the manual focus. Now let's see in the 1080p at 30 fps. Quality and focus is not too much good in 1080p. Details are not clear and colors are average. while recording in 1080p, I saw lag in the camera app and in recorded video also, which you can also see here. Now these are the footages again in the 4K. In the ultra-wide, 4K is not available. You can only shoot in 720p or 1080p at 30 fps. In options of videos, you have movie frame, grid lines and macro. So you can also shoot videos in the macro. Next, let's jump to the Pro mode. In the Pro mode, you have all the options like white balance, focus, shutter speed, ISO and exposure available. And in last, you can also select the lens. At top, you have the option of flash, metering, 48 megapixel option also available in the Pro mode, and then filters. And in the mode menu, you will get the raw, grid lines, focus peaking, exposure verification and the time burst. Here I took this image with ISO at 100, medium focus, shutter speed auto. But when I turned on 48 megapixel option, it blurred the object. I tried to take the same shot 2 to 3 times with 48 megapixel in Pro mode, but it continued to blurring the object. Not good thing, but I thought to share with you. Now let's talk about front camera. The selfie camera is 13 megapixel. In selfie camera, you have option of flash, HDR and AI. More in menu. After aspect ratio and the timer, we have the movie frame, palm shutter, grid lines and the time burst. Here are few selfies that I took with Redmi Note 10. Redmi Note 10 takes decent selfies. I'm impressed by its selfie camera in this budget. Colors are good and sharp quality. Here I took few selfies in the low light also, which are pretty good. What do you say about its low light performance? Please let me know in the comments below. Now let's check the video that I recorded with the selfie camera. So this is the front camera of the Redmi Note 10. Okay, so I'm recording this video in the 1080p, but this video is rendered in 4K, so that's why you are seeing the blank or the black screen around this video, because I'm not increasing its scale size, or I'm not going to increase its size, because that's why it will lose the quality. So it's in original 1080p, but the video is rendered in 4K. So this is because I want to show you the original quality of the 1080p. So from this clip you can get the idea about the audio and the video quality. So I recorded this video in the daylight. Here you can see sunny daylight, and you can get the idea of the front camera of Redmi Note 10. And in the more option of the selfie camera, we have 720p and 1080p at 30 fps. So you cannot record in 4K with selfie camera. And then movie frame and grid lines. Now in the portrait mode, in the bottom you have the option to select aperture and then the beauty filters. At top, artificial intelligence, and in more options you have aspect ratio, timer and then movie frame, palm shutter and grid lines. And here are the selfies that I took in the portrait mode. I took all these selfies in the f-stop 4. Its portrait mode is really good, taking good shots with all the details and with proper edge detection. But in the low light, edge detection is not good. Here you can see. I thought to mention this, maybe Xiaomi fixed this in an update, but I'm not sure about it. Now let's see in more section. In more you have the option of night mode. Here I took few shots in the night mode. Redmi Note 10 night mode is not so impressive. I think it's only there to fill the features number game. But it's actually not so helpful. It works sometimes little good and sometimes worse. Here you can see the difference between the normal mode and the night mode. Not too much difference. And after the night mode we have the option of 48 megapixel. Here I took few shots in the 48 megapixel. You can judge its quality. And then you have the option of short video, panorama, documents and slow motion. Here I recorded a video in the slow motion also, so you can get the idea. And after that the time lapse, and then at the end we have the option to edit the camera menu. So this was the camera review of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 10. Its camera is really good in its budget, not so much bad. In few features we will need to make compromise, but in this budget I think it's okay. If you found this video helpful, then make sure to like it and comment below if you have any question. Subscribe this channel to support my work, and see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.